Hi, my name's Brian Fitzgerald. Today I'm going to be showing off my tic-tac-toe game that I made. So you can start out, it pulls you into this main menu screen here. Let me make this a little bigger. You can go into play tic-tac-toe, and you can play tic-tac-toe. If you get 3 in a row, you win. It works the same way for X. And it also works for draws. There we go. So those are the 3 win states. Basically what the game looks like as it's going along. And let me show you some of the scripts and stuff, and also how I set this up to work that way. So if we go into my tic-tac-toe scene, I have my board, which is split up between, if I can click on it, split up between frame and spaces. Frame is just these blocks, and then spaces is the individual spaces, and each space has attached to it an X and an O, which are both turned off. And in the scripts, when you click on it, depending on whose turn it is, it turns one of those on. The animation plays and it flips over. I also have this game controller script, which kind of handles all of my win conditions and determining whose turn it is, how many turns have passed, stuff like that. And I'll show you all that when I get into the scripts right now. So, for some reason I can't get OBS to capture Visual Studios, so I'm just going to pull them up in here. So I have 2 scripts on each of these spaces. I have this tic-tac-toe space and then a space state machine, which should not be called space state machine, but I thought I was going to use space state machine, so I did name it that. But it is not a state machine. It's a simple series of if checks in the update frame, which just checks if the space is flipped. If somebody's pressing the mouse, it throws out a raycast. If it's on this space, then we check whose turn it is. If it's X's turn, we turn on the X. If it's Y's turn, we turn on the Y. And we add X or add O, which is part of my win condition, and I'll show that a little bit more in one of the other scripts. And then we come down here, we play the animation, change the turn, set this space to flipped, increase the turn counter, and then we run the current state of the game, which I will also talk about in a second. So the other space script is this one, which just has those methods add X and add O, and it also has methods to retrieve those amounts. Pretty simple little script here, doesn't really do too much. And then I have those 2 scripts that I showed you on the game controller, tic-tac-toe and tic-tac-toe state machine. So first I'll show you the tic-tac-toe state machine. That's the space one. This one. So this has 4 states: play, X win, O win, and draw. It starts out in play, and in update I just call run state, which is just a method I made that just calls invokes the action for the current state. The reason I didn't just put this line in update is so that I could call run state in other places. And then I have, so the play state checks if X is 1. If it has, it sets it X win, O win, and then we have draw, which is running off the turn counter. So if we hit 9 turns and neither X nor O has won, we draw. And those just throw up 3 different UI objects if they trigger. And then the last script I have in here is my tic-tac-toe, which has all the information for the win conditions that the state machine uses. So in update, I go ahead and set all of the values in these 2 variables. I have one for X and one for O that holds a number for each space. Every win condition adds up to 15. We talked about that in class. So it just comes down, and these are just the methods that I use to set those. And then if we come down here to my win conditions, the check X and check Y, it just does the math for each of those combinations. Top row, middle row, bottom row, first column, second column, and so on for X, and then also for O. And that's tic-tac-toe. Thanks for watching. Bye.